morning all. So today we'll learn some new topics. Same chapter, creating interactive web pages. We're studying one video I had sent on Saturday, and most of you have not seen it. Okay, all of you first see the first video, then second video, then you can understand. So okay, so in this video or in this class, we'll complete converting strings to integers, converting integers to strings, concatenation in JavaScript, writing simple functions. Okay. So what is this converting strings to integers and when we'll need it? Prompt always returns the values as strings. This prompt is a function which always returns the value as strings or characters. Numbers entered through prompt are treated as strings, but if we apply arithmetic operators like multiplication, division, subtraction, and modulus to them, they are auto-converted to number types. But in case of plus operator, the handling of values returned by prompt is different. Since plus functions as addition as well as concatenation operator when prompt returns any number entered by the user. The numbers are concatenated instead of getting added. Concatenated means here joined. Okay. The numbers will be joined together. No, it will not be added. In such case, numbers need to be explicitly converted into their numeric equivalents. This is done by JavaScript function known as your parseInt. Okay, so let us see how it will work. Go to Notepad. Let me HTML write. If we want to give head, then give. Okay. Then we'll use the tag script. Then language is equal to JavaScript. Okay. Here we'll use the prompt function. Okay. Suppose if I write here, I told in the that this word var is used to declare a variable. Variable means it is a place in computer's memory where a value can be stored. Okay. Suppose we have taken it as var is equal to var. Suppose two numbers will add or subtract any two numbers. We can take variable a, b, then c. Suppose we'll write a is equal to prompt. Enter ask number. B is equal to prompt. Enter second number. Okay. Suppose here I will write C is equal to A plus B. Then I will write here alert. Alert is used to display any message. C. Then close script. Close body command. Close. Okay. Let us see what is happening. Any name you can give with the extension HTML. Yes. Now, This is the okay. Now open it. Here it is asking to enter a number. Suppose I have entered the number as 4. Then click on OK. It is asking enter second number. Suppose I have entered 5. So the result should come as 9, because you can see in the program it is written here C is equal to A plus B. That means first value plus second value. But when I will execute it, instead of 9, it shows 4 5. Okay. Here 445 it is not 45. Okay. It is 4 5. Because the numbers only joined. It is not added. Okay. Because why? That because this function, no prompt function, accepts the value as characters always. Okay. So it is a is a character and now B is a character. Although it is looking like number 4 5 I am entering, but it is accepting it as character. Numbers I told in the beginning while teaching you access also, which can be used for calculation. Characters cannot be used for calculation. Okay. So although that becomes a character, not a number. Okay. So whenever we are adding the characters, it is joining the characters, not adding it. Because this plus is used both for strings and the number also. So we have to give whether it is a number or a character. Okay. Since nothing given means here it is a character. Okay. So that's why what it is doing, it is now joining the characters. That's why we are getting this result. Okay. So how can we convert it to number and add? I will tell you. But before that, you just come here. But any other operator you will use. Suppose we will use a minus. Okay. Save it and see. Enter first number, suppose given 10. Enter second number, suppose 3. You will get the value as 7. That means subtraction it will do. Okay. And suppose same program, if I will change it to multiplication. Then here see, first number suppose 10, second number suppose 12, you will multiply. Okay, that means any other arithmetic operator we are using, it is giving us the result. Suppose I will do now a minus a divided by b. Okay, suppose 100. Okay, second number suppose 10. So we'll get the value as 10. Similarly, another operator is there, that is known as your modulus operator. Actually, this division operator gives us the quotient. Okay. But instead of this division operator, if we'll use this percentile symbol, it is stated as modulus operator. Okay. And what is the function of this modulus operator? It will store the remainder. Okay. Instead of quotient. Let us see. Hundred. Second number, suppose I have given 10. You can see the value 0 because the remainder is 0, so it shows 0. So any other number try? Any other number? Suppose I am taking 50 and then divide it by 2. So you will get the result as 1. Okay. So this operator, modulus operator, stores the remainder instead of the quotient. And the division operator stores the quotient. So there is no problem. Whenever we are applying subtraction, multiplication, division, modulus, it is automatically, these operators automatically converts this character to numbers. So there is no problem. But when we are doing plus, it is not converting. So if you want to add the two numbers, so first we have to convert these characters to string. So for that we use the function parse int. How? So we'll write a is equal to This means this function will convert this character to a integer. Okay. Then we can write here c is equal to a plus. This extra thing we have to write because plus is used both for characters and the numbers also. If for characters you will use, it will join the characters. If you want to use at a number, then first you have to convert this character to number, then you will do. Okay. So now let us see. Suppose I have given one number, then suppose I have given another number. Now you see the result. Okay. So for addition, you have to convert that numbers to integers by using this function. Okay. And for other multiplication, your subtraction, division, no need to do it. Okay. That operator automatically converts the value present in the prompt to a number. I think it is clear. So next one is how to convert integers to string. Suppose it is an integer, then how can you convert to a string? So this toString function is used for that. Okay. So how can you use it? Let us see. Concatenation means that I told you, no, joining up characters known as your concatenation. So how can we join the characters now and using that toString function? Let us see. Suppose this is the program, same program we'll use, okay, where two numbers we are adding, okay. So here we can do C is an integer now. We will convert this to a string. So for that, we'll write C dot toString, means variable name along with the function toString, okay. So if I write now here, alert, here C is equal to a plus b. You will get a number. After that, I have converted this to a string or a character by using the function toString. So now C becomes a character. So here the answer is, this is one string and this is one string, and both the strings are now joined together. So how it is working? First number, second number, capital S. Here also it will be capital I, here it will be capital S. You have to take care while writing. Okay, otherwise it will not. So let us come here. So first number give, second number give. So here's previously it was showing only the value this. Now what it is showing? The answer is 29. Means this is one string and this is combined. That means if you want to write like this way, then you have to convert it to a character by using the toString function. Then you will add this. Okay. So this way you can convert a number to a string. And you can join. So how to write functions in Java? Okay. Functions we have already used so many functions in our program. See, this prompt is a function which accepts a value from the user. We have used a function parse int also. This function converts character to integer. This toString also we have used, that is converts to a number to a character or a string. So but some user defined functions will be. Okay, these all are your library functions or already defined functions. We are just using it. So how can you write our own function? I'm opening a new file. All these things are set. Now what to do? For writing a function, we'll write the word function. This is a keyword which you have to write. Okay. Then you give a function name. Suppose I want to multiply two numbers. So give the function name as multiply. And what this function will do, curly brace start. Okay. Then you write, suppose a is equal to prompt then b is equal to okay. Suppose c is equal to a multiplied by, then I will write here alert c. Close the function. Suppose this is a function. Now I have defined this function multiply will multiply two numbers. This function can be used many times in a program. Whenever you need it, you just call that function. Means once you define a function, that can be called 100 times in a program. So when we write big programs and we know that a portion of program or something will be repeated, we write it inside a function and whenever required we call it. Okay, that is the use of function. One number suppose 5, another number give 6. So what we have to answer is plus given. This is not this one. So give the number and you got the result. Okay, so this way you can write a function, a small program. This is a user defined function. You can define your own function, what this function will do. Okay, so just like this function will means multiply two numbers. Okay, you can write functions for suppose I want to uh, make a function which will calculate the area of a rectangle. Okay, area of a rectangle. Okay. Okay. So suppose now I'll write here function. This word is a keyword you have to write. Okay. Suppose the function name I'll give as area. Okay. Give prompt. Suppose we want length. Length is equal to prompt enter length. Then suppose breadth equal to prompt. Prompt is always used to accept the suppose I can give here result. Here I can write area, but here I have given the function name as area, that's why giving something different. Okay. I will write a function to start with a polymorph. Okay. So whenever you need, you call that function. Now save it. So enter length. Suppose I have given 30. Enter breadth. Suppose 12. Okay, 360. So this way you can write a function for calculation. Okay. So hope all of you understand. If any doubt, you can ask me. Okay, but after that, simple event handling is there. That will not be means taught to you. It is omitted from the syllabus. So with up to this, it will come in the exam till this function. Okay. So with this lesson completed. Rest of the things omitted from this lesson. Okay. Thank you all. Have a nice day.